Good morning. So tomorrow, I'm going to talk to you about how to become an innovator in your business, in your home, and in your life. But today, I want to warm up the conversation by sharing a Thursday throwback story about innovation. Kids, this one is for us older folk. For you, you might think that what I'm going to tell you is so unbelievable that it comes from prehistoric times. Stick around for the comedy, at least. I think you'll find it funny. It was a Friday evening in the summer of 1988, and I was sitting at home waiting for my buddy Chuck to call about our plans for the night when my dad walked in after a long day of selling real estate. Strapped to his shoulder was a large black bag. I didn't even recognize what it was. At first, I thought it must be a new briefcase, but it was too bulky, maybe a new piece of luggage. A trumpet? I've never seen anything like it. He walked into the kitchen and set the bag down with a giant thud on the kitchen table. "What's in the bag?" I asked. "Son," he said, his voice filled with pride and zeal. "This," as he placed his hand on the case, "this right here, this is the future." In a grand gesture, not really typical of my dad, he opened the luggage and revealed a 2-pound, $3,000 cellular phone, the first we'd ever seen in person. It came with a massive charger, giving him a battery life of a whopping 30 minutes. My dad pulled out the phone and held it to his head. It looked as if he were holding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's basketball shoe to his ear. He never looked cooler. "All the best agents are getting them," he said, still justifying the purchase that would set him back nearly $6,000 in today's money. Some people think that these portable cellular radio phones will be as common as an electric watch or an electronic calculator. Looking back, I don't even think either of us believed it. Suddenly, my father was overcome with the urge to run a few errands and asked if I wanted to join him. Since the phone was going with him, I agreed immediately. As we got into the car, my father placed the entire phone rig on the floor hump between us, and the three of us headed into town. The first stop was dropping off closing papers at a title company. So I waited in the car as my dad went inside to handle the paperwork. As soon as he was out of sight, like a flash of lightning, I grabbed the cellular phone from where it was perched on the hump of the car, and I held it for a moment, just admiring its tank-like design. And then I punched in Chuck's phone number with the speed of a texting teenage girl today. I slid down in the seat to be kept from being seen. When he picked up, I said, "Rich enough to own your own Lear jet. 50, $100 million, buddy, a player or nothing," doing my best Gordon Gekko impersonation from the movie Wall Street, just released the year prior. "Dude," I said, "I'm calling you from a cell phone," I screeched. I'm not sure what we even talked about, but it was awesome. It wasn't attached to the wall, and I was talking on the phone in a car. For those 5 minutes, slouched into the passenger seat of my father's 10-year-old Cadillac Eldorado, I was the coolest cat in town. Then I sensed my father approaching. Panicked, I pounded the soft plastic off button until the screen went dark, and I hurriedly returned the phone to its throne just as my father opened the car door. "Where to next?" he asked, obviously oblivious to my contraband call. I was in the clear. My dad would never know that I placed the first call, or at least he wouldn't know until a month later when the bill arrived. How was I supposed to know that they tracked every call? Those 5 minutes cost him as much as the latest iPhone would cost me today. And trust me, I paid for it in verbal whippings and torturous chores for several months to repay him. Every freaking penny repaid, plus interest, by the way. While new beginnings with innovation might be sometimes painful, the promise of what they can deliver is truly awesome. So tomorrow, I will share the surprising, sneaky secret for being a true innovator It's how Steve Jobs created the most valuable company in the world, and it's also how you could become the most valuable player in your space and in your home. I'll see you right back here tomorrow for that big idea to close out our awesome week together. And tell us, what have been some of your favorite innovations? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
What's up, Darren Daily friends? So I've been receiving a bunch of emails about this, and I wanted to hop on here real quick and remind you all of why the Darren Daily posts expire in 72 hours. Now, I know many of you don't necessarily like this, but I want to challenge you to shift your perspective. Our minds are so overwhelmed with info these days that it's becoming difficult for us to hone in on any given skill and truly master it. The fact that you receive just one lesson here on Darren Daily each morning and only have to focus on that one idea to apply that day should be liberating for you. You no longer have to learn and apply it all. And I don't know about you, but accepting this has been a total game changer for me. And you know that Darren believes in consistency. So we're not just trying to pass along information, we are trying to build a better you. And that starts with building a habit. Darren Daily should be your morning habit to become better every day. So I hope you remember this next time you ask me to unexpire a post. You know what my answer will be. N-O. So have an awesome rest of your day, and I look forward to reading your comments below.